Dad, this one's super clean. I'm really glad you brought it in the house.
So there I was, minding my own business, when I got a DM on Instagram from a guy named Tussie3, who I later found out was a gentleman named Jim, who told me he got an 85 200X that supposedly had a half a tank of gas run through it. And the thing was in mint condition. And since I've heard wildly various definitions of the word mint, I asked him if he could send me some pictures, and he did. And when I looked at them, holy mackerel, this thing was mint. And I learned I needed to get in touch with him. So we got on the phone with each other. We discussed details, where each other was located. And we agreed that this was something that needed to happen. So all of a sudden I was back in the mix, working out a deal to buy more Hondas. And that's how this story begins.
Don't knock your stuff out. Hey.
Hey, buddy. Oh, I got my light on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got... First one off the trailer. It's like midnight. My buddy Mike is crazy. Mike, are you crazy?
Absolutely. Can't be happy if you're not crazy.
Delivering Hondas in the snowstorm. With Parker. We got to pull this 200X off. And I don't think it's going to stay here. If I can convince Mike to bring it over to the house, we'll stick it in the dining room.
Nice and shiny.
Nice and shiny. Let's get some light on it. Oh, my battery's too low for the night light. It's no good. How am I going to get all this video I need? Nice 86 Fat Cat. Got some cool stickers on it.
Hey, can I go in here? Because my hands are freezing.
Yeah, go ahead. That's nice, Mike. Where'd you ever find that?
Yeah, right? Some guy, you know, he's on Honda orders. He finds a lot of good stuff.
All right, and then... I wouldn't say the least important. This is an important one. This is the first 90 made without balloon tires. It is the rather rare 1975 ATC 90, which we'll do a nice video on this whole haul very soon. Let's get Mike unloaded so we can go home. Hey everybody, welcome back to this old trike. I've been sandbagging for about a day and a half now. I haven't shared with you the latest acquisitions, so I'm going to start with probably the least desirable to the most desirable. Yeah. Okay. Round headlight. ATC 90. Can you tell what year it is? This is a 1975 ATC 90 with original tires. A little stretched out, a little over full, but these are the original SP Whamulass Atsu tires. Let's see. SP Whamulass. Water, mud, land, snow. Land, sea, snow? No. I don't know. Sand, snow. That's right. Whamulass. Did you know what that means? Water, mud, land, sand, snow. Non-balloon tire. So this is the first year of the non-balloon tire 90. If you watched my 2 series on US 90s versus ATC 90s, you would know that. Round headlight. This chrome headlight shell is not factory. It should be red. Look, there's me. It should be red. I'm pretty sure, unless now I'm questioning myself. But this thing's pretty much all original. Had a little stitch work done on the original seat there. I dig it though, the patina. I don't necessarily like the repair in the fenders, but I tell you what, guys, most of these fenders for some reason are broken right there. I don't know if it was, you know, somebody coming off the back and hitting the fenders, and they're fiberglass, so they are a little more prone to breakage there, but it's more common than not to find them with a crack like that. However, my other 1975 ATC 90 has crack-free rear plastics, rear fenders, fiberglass. So I will probably swap those out to this machine, but this will become my keeper, and I'm happy about that. These are really hard to find, surprisingly. My theory, because I had a 1975 Z50 that I had purchased from a guy in New Jersey, and when I posted some pictures of it online, reached out to me or commented that the 1975 model year, which was like a ruby red, I forget what the color is, 1975 model year in a Z50 is one of the more rare years because there was either an earthquake or tsunami or some sort of weather condition caused production to shut down in Japan in 1975, or for the 1975 model year. Whether that was 74 or not, I don't know. I haven't Googled any of this to confirm what he was saying, but he's the authority on that. And I just filed that fact away and discovered in my own endeavors that a 1975 ATC 90 was really hard to find. And I think maybe they are connected. So probably before I post this, I will do some sleuthing to see if there's any confirmation of that. And if there is, maybe I'll post some screenshots over the screen while I'm saying this to confirm or deny that. So might be something there. Let's get back to this 3-wheeler. So very respectable ATC 90. It's common for these tires because they don't have the belts inside to stretch due to overinflation. Let's look. We see some evidence of rub on the back of the rear fender from the motor mount. Is that because the fender is mounted back as far as possible? Probably, because if this gets overinflated, you want to cheat it by doing that. Anyway, and the thing is, when these are stretched, you can't really just deflate them because then they'll squat too much. But nice little Survivor here. I'll pull the fenders on this right now. Why not? I was just going to do it, and then I figured why not show you, since some people might not know. The latch for a lot of these hardtails is right here behind the fender. Pull it back. You can lift this up, and the fenders pull forward off of mounting points on the grab bar. We'll do a little chassis inspection. Shinier than some I've seen. Just a little. This will clean up nice. This is a very respectable machine. Let's. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at that. Look at that here, guys. Is that original? Is that what they look like? What do we got? This isn't what I'm used to seeing out of a Honda. Maybe I got prematurely excited. An auto light spark plug, throw that in the trash. It's the right tools, spark plug. I don't know if that's... The tools are right, but the packaging maybe isn't. I'm going to have to consult with my main Honda guy, Mike Palmgren, to see if that is real deal or not. Leave those out there for now. Watch this. This is what the correct way to store your Autolite spark plugs. Okay. All right, missing the boot here. Those are available. I had this running, so it does not leak. We're missing the indicator. Range select works. These have the high-low range select. Little tape job there. Very, very respectable. I'm pleased. And the tank looks pretty clean on the inside too. So that was the least sexy acquisition of the latest round. Along with the 7590 is this 1986 TR200 Fat Cat. A lot of people aren't super familiar with Fat Cats, and that includes me. So I am learning. They made this 2 years, 1986, 1987. So this is the first year. These are electric start, automatic shift, so no clutch, 200cc motors, very similar to the 200X, probably the same motor, or even more similar, I guess, if it's not the same, to a TRX 200SX motor, because that's electric start, that's auto shift, that's chain drive, so that's probably what this motor is based on, if not the same motor. You'll see this one has some surface rust. This was stored somewhere where there was moisture. Original fenders. Not all sun checked up. You know, this type of surface rust, though, very, very savable. All there. What I mean by that is, you know, it's not missing the guards on the exhaust. It's not got broken taillights. The controls are all there. This is the only flaw in the plastic. And a buddy of mine told me last night that he may have one of those for me. It needs some fork boots. These are original, but they are hard. They do not want to do anything, but it's got the band clamps up here. The hose clamps that are unobtainable anymore. From Shamokin Honda down in Pennsylvania. This came with a title. That's the original front tire. Not original rear tire. The racks on these are accessories. I believe they offered a bigger rack than this. This must be the smaller rack option. Headlight guard is an option. I think if this machine was torn down, the plastic cleaned up, you removed some of the vintage 1990s decals. Who else my age had a No Fear shirt back in the day? Or a decal on their car. If this thing was just cleaned up, this would be a gorgeous machine. Will be a gorgeous machine. It's got a little... not dents. Just a little... yeah, just surface rust on the tank. Got the original keychain from Shamokin Honda. Wonder if they're still in business. Is that a Nighthawk? I think I'm going to pull the seat on it and show you what it looks like under there. So the seat latch on these, I had to look for it, is under here. Operates that little, oh, where you at? That little hook. So no battery. I ordered one today. Should be here later this week. This is the tool kit. Missing a wing nut and a little collar on that side. Tools are in it. How about that? A little wrench down in there. Awesome. Pretty simple machine though. Cool that it's electric start. Cool that it's got all the neat options it does. Cool that it's got a title. But you know what also had a title? Hold on, I think I got him over here. Here, I won't give the guy's name away, but Shamokin. Am I pronouncing that right? That's the Fat Cat. They issued August of '87. Did not, just fresh off the ban on three-wheelers. Roseburg, Oregon. 1985 Honda. We'll cover up the name of the innocent to protect their identity. But this title, which was signed off in 14, when was it issued? Process date March 14th, 85. Is that right? I think so. This goes to a machine that's not in my shop, but is in my house, and we'll see that in a minute. These are some goodies. Switching topics. This shock, both of these shocks were just restored by my good friend Pat Farnham. And he and his son John, who are the Farnham duo who are going to take over the trike restoration scene here in this area. They just dropped these off last night. But this shock in particular goes on that 250R. Look at it. It's just been turned into a workbench over there. But I'll get the motor, which is on that table. We're going to get that motor rebuilt and this shock put in, and we'll get that finished up for you very soon. Got a freshly painted 250 ES tank that is going to receive some 1988 Big Red decals and go on my 88 Big Red restoration. That tank was redone by Mr. Bill Cogswell, father to Ryan Cogswell, who we teased the other day with some pictures of his tree house. And I've got some footage I'm going to share with you from his collection, a fraction of it. And he gave me that nice little US 90 framed picture to hang on the wall. What is it? That's back when nobody knew what three-wheelers were. Very, very cool. But that being said, let's get in the house and look at what prompted me to buy these two machines. These were just the gravy on top. Let's see what the meat and the potatoes were, shall we? So then there's this machine. So let me talk more of the story. After mine and Jim's first initial contact, there was a number of texts back and forth and phone calls, and it was a tricky deal to work out because Jim knew he had something special. I knew that Jim had something special. Jim probably knew that I knew that he knew. We all knew what was going on. And this is a very, very clean machine. I would say it's not mint, but it's about as close as they come without being a restoration. So I want to go through this and point all the good things out, but I guess the background is it came from Oregon, and somebody that Jim knew bought the machine around 2016, I believe, and that gentleman recently passed away. I think he owned all three of the machines I picked up. He owned those. A mutual friend of Jim's acquired them after the friend's passing, and Jim bought them from this person. But this machine came from Oregon. Supposedly had half a tank of gas run through it or something. That, you know, there's no way to measure that. But based on what I'm going to show you with a couple of things, it is super duper low hour, and you just don't find them like this. So I knew when I saw it, I needed to get it. I was tied up in a couple other deals at that moment, and Jim was nice enough to not sell them on me, and they made it here. So it turns out it was pretty mint. If somebody calls something this caliber a mint machine, I will not fault them on it. Now here's a couple things that aren't factory right off the bat, and you probably noticed the hand grips. These are Oakley BMX grips that apparently are pretty desirable. And I got a couple people interested in them that, as much as I want to keep them on here, I don't want that look. I want factory look. The other thing is the pipe, which I have determined, though there's no markings on it, just from comparison of shape and a few other things, that is a Bassani pipe. My first Bassani pipe. Everybody says rare Bassani, so that's got a Bassani on it. The original exhaust did not come with it, so oh well. But this machine came with a title. You've seen that, from Oregon. One of the ways we can tell it is very low hour is by these X's. 200X tires have, some nubs have X's. They're not the same as 250SX tires, as we've learned from Tricycle Guy and all his extensive knowledge. But when that nub, I guess depends on the light you get it in, you can see that's almost got a little X on it. The fact that those are still there tells me super duper low hour. The tank is not without flaw. Like you'll notice the wing has a little mark there. There's a little mark in the warning label there. So it was ridden at least once, maybe a couple times. Maybe it was ridden in the dunes. Honda line headlight guard on it. Brake reservoir guard on the front, both chrome. Just looking at the motor, there's no case wear. There's no rust. I did look up under the tank the other night, and I did see some dirt under there. But look at this. This is unrestored. You know, there's a little chatter on the rim there. Pro Vector. The wildest thing is on the chain is still the daub of paint on the master link. How awesome is that? The fenders are still shiny. The seat is supple and nice. This is a real gem. They're only cleaned like this once. Let me pull the fenders and show you underneath. So you get a little better look at that master link down there. So this could benefit from a little detail. Like you look, like there's some cleaning that could be done on this. Detail it up. But what an amazing time capsule. I did notice in here, the original air filter is in there. You see right there, there's some marks at the tip of my finger. I think that's from where I touched it to see if it was still oiled. And that thing is so brittle. Oh, there's actually something I wanted to show you. That air filter is super brittle. I mean, just look at how shiny that bolt is. No mouse has had the privilege of building a nest in there. You know, there's some dirt that could be cleaned up there. And I think that's what this deserves. This deserves to be preserved. It has survived this long. You'll see the axle is pretty bright and shiny. It's not perfect, so it is not mint, but look at the skid plate is shiny. How many ATC200X skid plates have you seen that are shiny? Here's the rare Bassani. I have to see if anybody makes a reproduction Bassani sticker. No case wear over here. It's the slightest bit of rub on the kicker. In case you wondered, this is a Kickstarter. Says so right there. Yeah, I'm betting that's the original plug. So I am pretty pleased to be the caretaker of this machine for the time being. It doesn't get any better than this. I suppose you could find one as nice with original grips and original muffler on it, but if you got to settle for something, at least it's not a DG, it's a rare Bassani. Original fork boots, I'm sure. It does have some gas in the tank. And it stinks. Probably what's left of the original tank of gas. Probably can't throw it away. But a little surface rust. I would try probably some evapor rust in there just to take that off. So I've sold my other one. I've agreed to sell it to my buddy. This is the new ATC200X in my collection. My daughter has named it Lance, so everybody say hi to Lance. I have to do some Knights of the Round Table. Is that short for Lancelot? No, just Lance. It's 2022, we say Lance. But we're taking care of it in the house for the time being. Should we bring in some other 85s to keep it company, you think? One more maybe, yeah. That's good. One more can't hurt, right? Oh yeah, we didn't look in the toolkit. What I didn't get with this is the owner's manual. I thought maybe it would be in here, but it's not. I don't know if these were, did these come from the factory? That's pretty precise fit. So that's cool. I'm sure that's the original toolkit. No owner's manual. I think that's all I've got to show you. just how clean, you know? Just a boring video. Let's wrap it up. So a lot of times people want to know, how do you find them? How do you find something, you know, this nice? And this one found me. I was minding my own business, like I said, and Jim reached out to me, and I was able to make a deal. I was able to meet the number that he wanted, and big thank you to my buddy Mike again for going to pick some machines up for me. I believe this is the 6th, 7th, and 8th machines that Mike has brought home for me. And that's it. I think the secret is to be diligent, to be looking, and ready to pounce when something happens. And I wasn't always in a position to buy, you know, 3 nice machines at a time, but I've dedicated a lot of time and resources to this hobby, and it's a passion for sure. If you don't have the passion, it might not, you'll do great things, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. And as a crazy person, I guess I'll wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the latest. Maybe we'll bring in another 85 or something to keep old Lance here company. I'm looking in the background at it. Such a nice machine. But again, thanks for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.